Varutatve sadalino Rama Krishna samagaya Yo dharma sthapanarato Viresham tam namamyaham Viresham tam namamyaham. The hero among the heroes, I bow down to him, the one who was meditating and he was in great joy within his own self. But then, at the behest of his guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he advented over here in this earth for the benefit of the human being. So this mantra was composed by another Swami about Swami Vivekananda. And if we look at this picture, he is very fond of meditation. And he never wanted to come down to this earth. But his guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, wanted that he should go and inspire people to follow the path of righteousness. That was his mission. The human life is very, very precious because only in this life we can discriminate, we can understand, we can take decision which is good and which is bad. We can understand that and we can take decision. This is completely absent in any other life. So that is why the Hindus, the ancient people, they understood if we only live this life only for food, only for carnal joy, and then one day we die, that is a great waste. We have to go beyond the birth and death, this circle. How to go? So that is called spirituality, that's called religion. So again and again they came down to guide us. Very recently, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna came. It is in 1836 he advented. And in a village where there was not much education, away from the vortex of the city life. And slowly at the age of 16 he came to Calcutta, the then capital of the then British India. And then he started worshipping Goddess Kali. Now friends, most of us, we misunderstand Goddess Kali. And mostly the people who do not understand the Hinduism, they criticize Kali. And that time all over the Bengal, they were criticizing Goddess Kali, particularly a group of Christian missionaries. How can you worship a lady who is not wearing any clothes, cutting the heads of others and wearing those heads as a garland, and you are worshipping that lady? In reply, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he started worshipping Goddess Kali. Of course, he was worshipping Ramachandra, then Krishna, but he was concentrating on Goddess Kali. You know what? Goddess Kali is the goddess of learning, knowledge. The human skull that we see is a symbol of knowledge. Hinduism is always the symbolic. This moment, as they were doing the arati over here, the Srinathji, and that the politician was here, and he was wondering what actually they are doing. Many of the Hindus who do not know that we show the 5 fires light before the God. Why? Panchapradeep. But why? Pancha, not bhutas. Correct you are. But Pancha Jnanendriyas. Pancha Jnanendriya, the jnana means knowledge. Indriyas, this Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jiva and Tak. This eye, this nose, this ear and tongue and the skin. And we are getting knowledge out of that. So knowledge is symbolized as light. So that's why Pancha Pradipa. Pancha Bhuta, as you said, and the whole process in the Arati, Pancha Bhuta. Now, time is short, I won't go to that, but this Hinduism is symbolic. They always show like that. And in Hinduism, the complete freedom is there. You can choose your god or goddess in any way. One American lady came to me in Chicago, and in the 4 miles away from our ashram, there is a Hindu temple, Lemont, that's the village name. She went over there and she saw so many gods and goddesses. This is only Srinath, that is a Hindu temple. The Durga, Kali, Ramachandra, each and every, all gods and goddesses are there. Sometimes I jokingly say, if you go to that Hindu temple in the morning and bow down before all gods and goddesses, the morning exercise is over. There's so many gods and goddesses. So that way, this lady came and she was telling Swami, I am confused, I couldn't understand who is the supreme god or the goddess in that Hindu temple. I was asking the priest, but they told, you better go to Swami, you do not know. So I have come to you. I told all gods and goddesses are supreme. Suppose you go to Sri Ramachandra, you like him, that is your God. If you go to Krishna, that is your God. If you like that Durga or Ganesha, this is the beauty of Hinduism. Freedom is there. But ultimately it goes to one and without any form, all pervading consciousness. That has been symbolized as Omkara. So all Hindus or all denominations, they all believe and respect Omkara. This is the Hinduism. And what Hinduism ultimately say? Each soul is potentially divine. This is the beauty of the Hinduism. Each soul, Swami Vivekananda in a modern way he said, it's not the Hindu soul or these and that. Each soul, anyone, potentially divine. What is the potentiality? It is there, latent, one day it will manifest. But what is divinity? That is the thing every time we discuss about the divinity. Divinity doesn't mean that something that will come from outside. No. Divinity is love and unselfishness. Only these two qualities, love and unselfishness. It is already within us. We love, but we love our small group. My father, my mother, my countrymen, my kith and kin, that way. And unselfishness is also there. But when it breaks the all boundary, that is the divine. So we have to do that again and again. I was wondering here the mothers, they're taking care of all the children. Not only her, but all the children, hey, you should not do this, you sit over here, you take this, you take that. And slowly, the affection, the love that the mother is having for her own is spreading. And they will also one day when they will grow up, they will say, oh, she was like my mother. So this love, we can expand. So finally when we can do it for the all, the one gentleman who was speaking over here, he said, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. What does it mean? Kutumba means as a relative. Who? Vasudha. Each and everyone all over the world with all varieties. And that is Hinduism. You know, we don't say that we are Hindus. We are actually Vedantins. But the Parsis who used to come to India for business, they used to cross that Sindhu river which is flowing. And they could not pronounce because in their language, the Sa became Ha. So Sindhu became Hindu. And the land after the river became Hindustan. Stan means the place. Like Pakistan, Afghanistan and Stan, Hindustan. And the people became Hindu and their religion became Hinduism. But actually it is Vedantism, Vaidikism. Now one day, after the passing away of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was the guru of Swami Vivekananda. Now someone was mentioning over here, and I was so much impressed. So many people from different walks of life, even the ladies and children, they were mentioning about Swami Vivekananda. One little boy, he recited without seeing the whole poem of Swami Vivekananda. So this way, the inspirations are coming. Many of them, they were quoting, "Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached." But what is the goal? Till the goal is reached. But what is the goal? To become a doctor? To become an engineer? To establish only? No. The goal is to become, ultimately, to understand who am I. That is the goal. We have to understand our real self. So Swami Vivekananda, he was searching where from this world came. Who is the creator? Who am I? And he couldn't get the proper answer from anyone. Ultimately, he met Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna never attended any school. But the knowledge doesn't come from the school. Knowledge comes from within. And that is a different type of knowledge. Friends, you know, many of you, those who are particularly from Bengal and particularly India, you know that there was a personality whose name is Keshav Chandra Sen in 18th century. He was such a wonderful orator. So people used to say, when Keshav speaks, world listens. And Keshav was invited by the Queen of Victoria at that time. Can you imagine? An Indian whom they always used to address as bloody Indians, and they got the invitation to dine with the Queen. That was the status of the Keshav Chandra Sen. And this Sri Ramakrishna, he said, I like to meet Keshav. And how he will talk. But even then when he went, Keshav was really, really impressed. Afterwards, Keshav said, when Sri Ramakrishna speaks, Keshav listens. So that was Sri Ramakrishna. It transformed completely. Vivekananda sat at his feet and he started learning about this knowledge through meditation, through prayer, through different spiritual practices, austerities. And slowly, one day, when Sri Ramakrishna was going to pass away, he was lying down and he looked at his beloved disciple, the young man of hardly 19, 20. He was looking intently at him. And this gentleman, this young boy, Narendranath Datta, felt that a power is entering into him. And he started shouting, "Lo, the old man entered into me." And he said in English, Ramakrishna said, "Do you think I can understand English? I can understand." Ki bilbil kochis in Bengali he said. Ki bilbil kochis, ki bolchis, I can understand. So this he understood. The Sri Ramakrishna entered into him. Sri Ramakrishna, the God. Sri Ramakrishna entered into Swami Vivekananda. Now friends, let us go to that part when this Vivekananda was going on traveling all over the India. And he saw the India divided. The rich people, they're constantly trying to get the attention of the Britishers, only to get one or two titles. That's all. The educated people, they're also eager to get the appreciation of the Britishers. Anyone written anything, published any book, if the Britishers comes and appreciate. And the low-grade people, They were tortured by the Britishers and also so-called educated and rich Indians. And one day Swami Vivekananda cried out, "Lo, the descendants of the rishis have become next door neighbor to brutes." He traveled the length and breadth of India and he found that the ordinary people, they were tortured. And who are these ordinary people? Descendant of the rishis. All of you, the Indians, you are having the gotras. Are you not? What are these gotras? Lineage of some rishi. Modgulla is a great rishi. And someone of your family, he is bringing that lineage. That is called gotra. Gotra means the lineage. The teachings of that rishi. So we are all rishi-hood is there. The descendants of the rishis, they have become next door neighbor to brutes. No education, no food, no culture. This is Vivekananda. Lastly, he went on the last bit of India, Kanyakumari. He sat and meditated over there, not on God, the God of the sky. He meditated on Indians. This was the first time some monk, they were meditating on the people, human being. And then he saw his guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he's beckoning him to go to the West. Come, you have to go to the West. He wrote to Ma Sharadamani Devi, I saw Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is urging me to go to the West. Do you think I should go? In the meantime, one of his admirers in the Madras, they found an advertisement in the Hindu, still the paper is published every time. That Hindu newspaper, they published about the Parliament of Religion in America. In those days, the sannyasis never spoke in English because it was a taboo, it was a foreign language, one should not speak. They used to speak in Sanskrit only or in Hindi. And Vivekananda used to speak in the great fluent English. So one day Vivekananda was traveling in a train. Somebody purchased a first-class ticket and he was nicely traveling. He was sleeping actually. Then two Britishers who were also traveling in the same train, they were disgusted seeing that sannyasi in the first class and he is sleeping like that. And they were discussing that these are the parasites of the society. Unnecessarily they are taking the money of others and doing this and that in English. With great confidence, the sannyasis can't understand English. But in the meantime, in a station, Vivekananda had to talk with some ticket checker and he talked with him in English. These two gentlemen, they were taken aback. My God, he's speaking in English. Then afterwards they asked, Sir, do you understand English? Yes. Could you understand what you were discussing? And Vivekananda said, yes. But why you didn't react, never replied to us? Swamiji, sarcastically he replied, this is not the first time I am meeting the fools. So that was the way, he was like that. He never cared. Some of his friends, some of his followers, they said, Swamiji, you are the only sannyasi. You know about Hinduism and you can speak in English and this is our opportunity. You must go to Chicago. But they never thought in Chicago means you have to have the credentials. Otherwise you cannot go and speak. Swamiji got the blessings of the mother. Swamiji got the beacon of the guru. And all the devotees, you will wonder, this is the first time whole India contributed. From the Gujarat, from the north, the Rajasthan, from the south, and from the east, all people collected money. Kings and the ordinary people for his passage money. America was completely unknown. Swami Vivekananda came. And he changed the ships and changed the trains. Vancouver in Canada he landed and then afterwards changed the trains and he came to Chicago. Now when we go to some place I was coming from Chicago to this Charlotte. Almost 10 times I rang to Shekhar. Shekhar, are you there? Are you there? Because when we get down, we like to see a face that I know. And here is a young man of 29 years old. He came to Chicago without knowing anything. And in India, they were not having any idea what is the weather of the America. So they made the silk dress. Swamiji was a very good-looking person, very handsome. They was looking good. But in Chicago, it is so cold. Whatever money he was having, he had to purchase the warm clothing. So most of you have read the Swami Vivekananda's biography. If you have not, please read. It's a very, very inspired life. This lady, Dimple, when that lady was mentioning, that's true. Because of him only we are all here. Raja Gopalachari said, because of Vivekananda, our Hinduism was saved and we got the freedom. So friends, I won't take much time. I will go to that. So Vivekananda, without any credential, came to Chicago and he understood the folly, understood the mistake. Oh my God, I am here and I don't have anything. What will happen? Then he went near the Boston. There a professor he met by chance, and Professor John Wright, he wrote a wonderful letter in his favor. And that too he misplaced. Then he came back once again to Chicago. The Dearborn station he got down. He was moving to the streets. Mostly he entered into the German colony because the people, they were coming and settling German. They couldn't understand English. So in that confusion, it was 9th September. So he couldn't get anything. No food, no water, no shelter. And he understood that I am going to die this night. So he thought, God called me to come over here. He wants me to die over here? Okay, no problem. But let me sit in a holy place. So he went and sat on the steps of a church. Still the church is there. If you come, I will show you there. I mostly go and sit over there and try to imagine the tremendous courage of the man. He used to say, I always meditate on the heart of lion, the courage. So the lion, he was sitting and he was preparing himself to die. Remember, he was a Hindu and he was sitting on the steps of a church and he was thinking, this is a holy place. This is Hinduism. We never differentiate. So our Hinduism is all pervasive, all embracing. So when he was meditating, suddenly one American lady, exactly opposite house, still that house is there. Unfortunately, they broke and they made a high rise. But other houses are the same. We can understand how it was. The very, very rich, influential person. That lady came. Usually in America, the moment they will see unknown person, they will call police or will send their people to drive them out. But here this lady crossed the road, came and said, Sir, are you a member of the parliamentary religion? Now, America was celebrating 400 years of the Columbus, the discovery of America. The America means all people are coming from different places and they were mixing over here. So the country of immigrants. So naturally, it's broad-minded. There is no narrowness, only my thing should go, not like that. And they were always ready, till now they are ready to receive the new ideas. And remember, the religion that started from the beginning of the human society, after so many years, when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, on the bank of the Ganges in Dakshinesha, he performed a unique thing. First time in the religious history, the Hindu practiced Islam, Sufism. He practiced Christianity. And he understood Buddhism. He appreciated Jainism, Sikhism. And of course, he was a votary of Hinduism. So all different paths are mixed in him in this Sri Ramakrishna. And that Sri Ramakrishna said, Joto mot, toto pot. As many faiths as so many paths. And that was the main of Parliament of Religion. And here, he passed away in 1886. And 1893, in Chicago, a great fair was organized. And there they thought, why not we invite all the religious people? So they invited 10 different groups. Of course, Hinduism was not there. Perhaps they were confused, whom to invite, because there are so many different types of Hindus. So they didn't invite. Swami Vivekananda came. Friends, 9th evening, he entered into that family, Mr. and Mrs. Hell. And 10th, whole day perhaps, they were taking him to different people, influential people, and requesting, give him 2 minutes at least to appear. And ultimately they got only 2 minutes for Swami Vivekananda. You know, America means they all fixed up. You cannot adjust. In India, we all adjust. No problem. Last moment somebody came, hey, he wants to sing. Okay, let me. It goes in this way, but these people will never do that. So this is the way they go. Swami Vivekananda got 2 minutes. And all you know, then when it was the time, he was sitting over there, young man of 29, and he saw 7,000 people before him. The hall is still there in the Art Institute. Though they have made it smaller, but still that. I go and lie down over that, the floor, the wooden floor where Swamiji stood. And the lady, one day she was asking me, sir, why you are lying down over here? I told you won't understand, ma'am, because this is our Kurukshetra. Here everything changed. Here a person came like Sri Krishna. He came and he stood and he changed the whole India. You cannot understand. And how he changed? Bringing back the self-confidence. That was the contribution of Swami Vivekananda. And he stood over there. Lastly, the whole day passed. And then when he was going on thinking, what shall I do? And he was going on praying to Devi Saraswati, Ma, I should be successful because millions of people are depending on me. If I fail, then they won't get any opportunity to stand up. The great Leviathan is sleeping. I have to break that sleep. Leviathan means a mythological, huge-bodied animal, tremendously powerful, but doesn't know about his power. This Vivekananda spoke about Vedanta. What is that Vedanta? Sisters and brothers of America. Here, the one gentleman, he was speaking, again and again he was telling, brothers and sisters, no, sisters and brothers. And he spoke these sisters and brothers of America, English words. And miraculously, 7,000 people stood up, clapped for 2 minutes. He was allowed to speak for 2 minutes. How it was possible? Because the word, we believe, word is Brahman, Shabda Brahma. And if you can properly say some word that touches the heart of people, Vivekananda was a yogi, the great yogi. So that power of love, unselfishness came out as an English word, sisters and brothers of America, and touched the hearts of 7,000 people. They stood up, they clapped. Not only that, when Swami Vivekananda concluded, they were mad to go and touch him. So one young lady afterwards in her memoirs, she has written, she was standing on one side and she was thinking, oh my God, oh young man, now so many thousand people are running towards you, appreciating you. If you can digest this, then I will consider that you are God. So here comes the challenge. When you get the appreciation, then you like. If you get the criticism, you break down. Why? Because we depend not on my own feet. We always depend on you. This is not religion. Religion teaches you to stand on your own feet. If somebody is appreciating, it's okay. Criticizing, okay. And that is the strength of the mind. Vivekananda proved that. Whatever happened in America, it happened. He went on telling about India. He introduced India with this world, educated world. They started understanding India that time. That was one. But a great thing happened in India. Back in India, when they found that one of them was so successful, they started thinking, we can also do. Why not? So that gave the tremendous wave. And you know, the sannyasi, Vivekananda, what he said? Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the first condition of growth. He said, I don't want anything else but freedom. One gentleman, he was a MA student from Dhaka. He came to Swami Vivekananda. He said, Swamiji, can you please give me a lecture on religion? Swamiji said, religion? You are not free people. You are subjugated by the Britishers. And you think about religion? Only one religion that you are having, that you have to fight against oppressors. Then he said, suppose someone comes and hold the hand of your mother, what you will do? He said, I will cut that hand. Then what about these people sitting on your mother? You have to go and fight. So thousands and millions of people started coming out. Friends, remember, many of you can understand, our women, they never came out on the street. They were always at the back, under the curtain. And the people, they used to boast. Our ladies, even the sun cannot see them, like that. Now, these Indian ladies started coming out in hundreds on the street, facing the atrocities of the Polish army. And they were demanding the freedom. Remember, right from your birth, you are dedicated at the altar of your mother, that is your country. So that way, India, they rose up. This Gandhiji and all these national leaders, they were on the top of the wave. But who created the wave? This is Vivekananda. Friends, you know what Vivekananda said? The old religion said he is an atheist who doesn't believe in God. But the new religion said he is an atheist who doesn't believe in himself. Vivekananda is very happy today, nowadays. And millions of Indians, they're all here in America, the same America, where Vivekananda wanted to bring only one English known lady. Can you imagine? He wanted to bring one lady who can speak in English to come and speak in English over here to prove them our ladies also can speak in English. Because their idea was they're all black and illiterate people. So that was the way. But that time Vivekananda didn't get any lady to come over here. Because the Hindus, they believe, they used to believe, the moment you cross the ocean, Kala Pani, you are losing your caste. So that was Hinduism. It's very narrow. And Vivekananda alone broke that. And now look at us. So many millions of Hindus over here. So many temples all over America. I was seeing that big temples, 200 temples are there in America. Big temples. Not small temples. Big ones. And think that joy that Vivekananda is having now. And he said, India will conquer the whole world, please remember, but not with the power of fire and sword, but with the power of spirit. And that is our responsibility. We have to conquer the whole world with the power of spirit. Our culture, our languages, our behavior, and all things that should be in such a way the people all over the world should appreciate. Oh, you are Indian? This is good. I went to South Africa. There the Indians are all successful. In America, majority of the Indians are all successful. All are highly educated, well-established people. And we have to prove it that we are disciplined and really, really, we love humanity. How? Because we have the confidence that we can do. This is a great thing happened. Swami Vivekananda's dream, that idea of culture of India should spread all over the India. Friends, let us strive for that. How we can do that? By understanding India, by understanding the culture of India, not narrowness, but the broad love. Whoever comes, we can understand and we can accept. Why? Because we are infinite. Why should we be narrow? The lastly, Vivekananda said that everything depends on you. You are the maker of your own destiny. We have to tell this younger generation, they are born over here. But I am so happy to see that you are giving indirectly the culture of India. They are singing the song without understanding the meaning of it. And I was feeling, you can also notice that when you are singing a song, tell the meaning in English. So the people, when they are listening, they will understand it. So beautiful songs that you were singing, and they will understand what actually it means. We are imbibing the spirit of India, and that is Vivekananda. Because he said, I am condensed India. It's not only the geographical size. The India means that India which says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I can embrace the whole world. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience.